Good afternoon and welcome to the Midday News. Here's what we have in the bulletin. Millions in losses after early morning fire on Spanish Town Road. At least one member of the Poor Relief Committee assigned to the St. Anne Infirmary has resigned. And later in sports, Arnott Gardens are El Clasico winners for a second straight season. Thank you for joining us. I'm Shane Masters, and here are the details. Millions of dollars went up in flames at the Cool Energy located at 11 Spanish Town Road this morning. The company, it's understood, turns used tires into oil, which is used to operate the boilers in aluminum production. Now, reports are that fire was seen coming from the compound sometime after 2 o'clock this morning. Based on an eyewitness, a wire belonging to electricity provider JPS fell, and that's when the tires caught fire. Firefighters battered the blaze until minutes to 6 o'clock and traffic diverted. Now, cables belonging to the Jamaica Public Service and telecommunications companies have been damaged by the fire. Efforts to get comments from the companies up to news time were unsuccessful. At least one member of the Poor Relief Committee assigned to the St. Anne Infirmary has resigned. The issue sparked a heated discussion at the recent St. Anne Municipal Corporation meeting. More in this report.
PNP Minority Leader Winston Brown took the St. Anne Municipal Corporation to task at the recent monthly meeting, requesting an update on when work would commence at the St. Anne Infirmary. After being told that a date had not been confirmed, Mr. Brown said based on the situation highlighted at the infirmary, the matter should have been dealt with urgency. It is why he specifically requested Councillor Ian Brown to step down. Then this happened.
Since it was he who recommended me to sit at that committee, and he now asking for me to go, I have in my position this morning, Mr. Chairman, my resignation letter, sir, and it is hereby addressed to you.
Councillor Bell said he was accused of not revealing details of discussions held by the Poor Relief Committee.
Poor Relief Committee is the only committee of council that is bounded with confidentiality. And when I sit, Mr. Chairman, in the Poor Relief Committee and matters are discussed there, it is discussed within the confines of that room wherever that meeting is held.
Additionally, he pointed to what he termed as speculations that money being allocated for the infirmary was redirected by the corporation.
Councillor Bell seems to be getting information from places that, Councillor Bell, I'm going to say to you that sometimes when you get these information, verify them with the relevant officers before.
Did I ask a clarity?
Yes. Yes. No, but maybe in another forum, not in this forum.
In the meantime, the chairman of the municipal corporation said while plans are being put in place to resolve the issues at the infirmary, the solution should not be to replace members of the Poor Relief Committee. He says instead members should work together to correct matters that are brought to the fore. Kerry and Simpson, TVJ News.
In the meantime, Chief Executive Officer of the corporation, Jennifer Brown Cunningham, used the opportunity to address the matter of the media being barred from the walkthrough of the infirmary by local government minister Desmond McKenzie.
The minister, in his response at the post-budget presentation after that visit, he was very clear. It wasn't that the media was barred from entering the property. There are protocols that are established and that everybody adheres to when it comes to reporting on a facility like an infirmary.
There's concern in the Western region about the number of children turning up to health facilities with dengue. Clinical coordinator for the Western Regional Health Authority, Dr. Delroy Frey, says there has been an increase, especially at the Cornwall Regional Hospital.
What we have seen over the past week is that we are seeing more children coming in And if my memory serves me right, we had about early this week, six children admitted to the pediatric hospital. So we are always in preparation mode. Should these cases, the numbers increase, we might have to use some of the adult areas to deal with some of these cases. But I'm hoping that we won't reach that stage.
But with the increase in rainfall, Dr. Frey says it should not be of great concern as efforts have increased to destroy mosquito breeding sites. Meanwhile, in a release, the Health Ministry said that as of Tuesday, October 17, there were 434 confirmed dengue cases in the country from approximately 2,107 suspected, presumed and confirmed cases. At the same time, there were 7 dengue-related deaths, 5 classified as suspected and 2 as confirmed. Kingston and St. Andrew reported the highest number of cases. The Nurses Association of Jamaica says it continues to grapple with the issue of nurse migration. Now, speaking to TVJ News recently, the association's president, Dawn Marie Richards, says now younger nurses are leaving for greener pastures. She says previously specialists or senior nurses made up the bulk of healthcare professionals leaving the sector.
Yes, we have that challenge. I don't have the numbers on hand now, but yes, we have people who are recent graduates, 1 year, 2 years, that are leaving as well.
Ms. Richards says the team is now putting together a number of strategies to see how they can retain some of these nurses.
It's not only about compensation. So persons migrate for family reasons. Persons migrate for self-actualization. So it's a lot of different things that contribute to persons leaving. What we will have to do as a team is to see how best we can get persons together, to see how we can keep persons here, to even give of themselves for even a short time before they think of migrating.
And it's time for a break here on the Midday News, but stay with us, more stories when we return. Welcome back to the Midday News. The Chief Executive Officer of Archer's Funeral Home, Michael Archer, has received the nod from the Jamaica Labour Party to be the councillor candidate for the Red Hills Division. He replaces Keith McCook. Details in this report. Incoming JLP councillor candidate for the Red Hills Division, Michael Archer, has promised to hit the ground running for the people within his division. This after a bitter protest on October 4, calling for Keith McCook to remain as councillor and calls for the removal of the West Central St. Catherine Member of Parliament, Dr. Christopher Tufton, if that's not done. But weeks after, the CEO of Archer's Funeral Home, Michael Archer, was given the proverbial green light. Speaking at a divisional meeting recently, Mr. Archer said he will be fighting relentlessly for the people.
Me not settle for foolishness. Me not love sit down. Me not love sit down. Sleeping time is sleeping time. Working time is working time.
He is also dispelling rumors of a rift within the division and the constituency based on his selection.
There could be a little disagreement. A little disagreement. But guess what? When night come, you still want to know if you pick me at the house. And you not lock your door and left out to pick me. Eh? So pick me, I go come home. And when pick me come home, we are ready to receive pick me. I hear the pastor here this afternoon say, we are one. We are one. Little disagreement and we agree back again.
We are not going to embrace others who would have been here and maybe around this table. Some may not be at this time. Certainly the sitting councillor isn't. We have seen and heard some things said. And you know, I am not immune to controversy. Been there, done that. Sometimes I learn my lesson. Sometimes I teach a lesson.
Of note for the councillor is the water situation and the deplorable road conditions.
And we see some road where the donkey will have a hard time climbing in the hill. Michael Archer is here to try his endeavor best and to solve the problem.
In the meantime, this warning from the Member of Parliament, Dr. Christopher Tufton.
The mood of the electorate of the Jamaican people, whatever party them support, but I'm focused on Labour Party people now, is cynical around political representation. And we should not pretend that everybody is happy.
And it's now time for the Business Minute. Prices rose by 0.5% in the month of September compared with August. Director General of Statin Carol Coy says the price movement was linked to school expenses.
The main drivers of this inflation were increases in the indices for education, which went up by 11.8%, transport 0.7%, and food and non-alcoholic beverages 0.1%. The index for the education division was influenced by increased tuition fees for private schools at the primary level. There were higher prices for petrol, which impacted the index for the transport division.
Further afield in the U.S., newly filed jobless claims numbers for the week ending October 14 were lower than expected. The Department of Labor released the report on Thursday. Initial claims tallied at 198,000, down 13,000 claims from the previous week, according to Refinitiv, a provider of financial market data. Weekly jobless claims remain below historical and pre-pandemic averages. In 2019, weekly claims averaged over 200,000, according to the Labor Department. And that's it for the Business Minute. Time now for the top regional and international stories.
In the region, the government of Guyana says it...
Break. When we come back, Spencer Darlington will have your midday sports report.